Forgotten something. I haven't. Are we live? Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Yes, we are live for Ask Tony 1400 subscribers special. So let's just check we are actually live. Whoa. Now that's a thumbnail. That's up there with the best thumbnails I've ever taken. Oh, let's just check we are... Oh, let me just plug this in so it charges whilst... No, that's alright like that. Free Miss Gaming, yo yo! You okay? Guess the soundtrack. Bit of Tekken 8 on the go. Oh, how are we all doing? So I got my notes. I'm ready. You are ready. I got a couple of props. I was going to just make a video, but then I thought, let's go live, isn't it? And the thing is, with my limited technology that I've got, I got to be careful. I don't want to talk too long. I'm trying to keep my videos shorter, so it doesn't take all night to upload. Sometimes, like if I do a video now, it might take me till 2-3 o'clock in the morning till it's actually uploaded, or there might be a problem. So let's just go live, isn't it? What can possibly go wrong? Famous last words. Yeah, we're a shambles off camera as per usual. Free Miss Gaming, all good. I'm out walking the dog. How's you and Rossi? All good, thank you. Very tired. I'm back in work this week after my relaxing week off. And I get up at 4:30. It's wrecking me. I'm okay in work. When I come home, see to Rossi, take him for a walk or whatever. When I sit down, when you relax, then you find yourself drifting off. But I don't want to have an afternoon nap because I probably won't sleep in the night, you know. Can you hear the music in the background? I absolutely love this Tekken 8 soundtrack. I am not going to lie. I've been asked some amazing questions as well. So here's my notes. Notes. Well, 1, 2, 3 pages of notes. We have got 12 questions. I'm not sure. I think Pazman90 might have just got a question in. I had a comment. Oh, I can't see it now. Whoa! Should we just do a live Tony karaoke singing fighting game soundtracks? Now there's a good video, isn't it? I'll sing all the anthems with a Welsh accent. Okay, shall we get into it? Shall we? And apologies as well. As my eyes get more and more tired, I might be going like this because I still haven't found my reading glasses. Right, so yeah, it was 12 questions. Really good questions, guys. You guys ask some really good questions. And I always like to really think about the answers. You know, I put a lot of thought into it, you know. Free Miss Gaming karaoke, the yodeling Tekken song. Well, how can you imagine? The Welsh version. Up the valleys. Okay then, straight into it. If you could create the ultimate fighting game character, what attributes from existing fighters would they have? I've picking attributes from 3 different fighters. 2 are kind of my favourite fighter, from 2 franchises as well. So, my favourite fighting game character of all time is easily King from the King of Fighters. Not Tekken King, but he's okay. But King from King of Fighters is almost the perfect fighting game character for me. Okay? So she would be, or my character, it could be male or female, the ultimate character then. So basically, it'd be King, but we're going to build on King, if that makes any sense, okay? So, let's call it a she then. She'd be Azona. So what we'd keep from King would be Venom Strike, Tornado Kick, and the illusion dance. I think it's called the illusion dance, where she goes berserk when she does that kick, then does another kick in the air kind of thing. So keep all those with M. Bison's Psycho Crusher. No, it doesn't make sense, does it? Right? But and also I got Ryu the Shuriken from Ryu, but Sagat, Ken. I know a lot of other characters have got that move as well. So to me, that's it. That is the perfect, and I mean that, the perfect fighting game character of all time. I would never get tired thinking about it now off the top of my head. My favourite Soul Calibur character. Now, I don't know how this would work because I'm adding a 3D fighting game attribute. Do you know 2B from Soul Calibur 6? I'm so excited for it coming in Grand Blue as well. That's when I'm going to buy the game, if anyone's wondering. I haven't bought it yet. Yeah, do you know that move where, like, she throws the opponent in the air, and when they land on those sort of like ghost spike kind of things. I'm not sure what that move's called, but that would look really cool. I think it would kind of work in a 2D fighting game as well. So I'll add that bit in there as well. All right, but that was from David Hodges. Very, very good question. Oh, Graham UK, congratulations on getting 1400. I know, what the hell is going on? Thank you very much. That's a big number, that is. Again, YouTube for me is all about having someone to talk to, I suppose, you know. I live alone. Well, I got a dog. And I'm not sure if he understands when I'm talking to him about, like, fighting games and video games. I'm not sure he might understand. I'm not sure. So, it's not all about the subscribers. Like, some channels are very performance orientated. They post stuff. Oh, the channel's performing well. Great if that's what you're into it for. But that's not what I'm all about. But it is so nice when I look at how many subscribers I got, and it's growing at a slow, a steady rate, you know. So thank you guys, everyone that has Hadoukened that subscribe button. Nice to say that, didn't I? Question number 2 from David Hodges. Favourite curry? I think in my life I've had 2 curries. It's the chicken korma. I don't like change. And I think, I'm not even sure what other curry. I don't like spicy food. But I'm very like when I go, if I'm having like a pub meal, I'll have the mixed grill. If I'm going to McDonald's, I'll have the Big Mac. If I'm going to Burger King, etc., I'm set in my ways. I'm old-fashioned like that. I don't really like change, you know. So maybe there is a curry out there better than a chicken korma. I don't know. But yeah, my favourite curry, the chicken korma. Freemius Gaming. Excellent stuff, Tony. My question is, what franchise would you like to see turned into a fighting game? And if it happened, which character would you main? I loved this question. I was going to do a video on this question, okay? What's the Burger King order? Whopper. Or actually, saying that, when I was a regional manager, when I was always on the run, the rush, or like literally, we went into a random story, went into a Burger King. I think it was in Southampton. I can't remember who was with me. And they said, oh, it'll be about 15 minutes for a Whopper. I did a Whopper meal. And I was like, 15 minutes? I haven't got 15 minutes. I'm a busy man. And I had the bacon double cheeseburger, is it? And do you know what? That's where it's at. So I'm actually thinking Whopper. No, it's the bacon double XL, extra large, extra fat burger. And another funny story, true story, right? Sticking with Burger King. When I started I've been doing it for about 6 weeks. I started this job. I got promoted to regional manager working for this company, okay? It's a fashion, believe it or not, a fashion company, right? And I moved to London. And it was quite a big deal. I've always wanted to live in London, and I ended up renting a flat in Kensington. Very nice. Very expensive. And my mum helped me move in, and she she's kind of proud, you know. Little Tony, he's grown up. He's got a proper job, kind of thing. And she said she brought nice clothes, like a nice dress or whatever. And she said, right, my treat. We're in London, so don't worry about the price. Where do you want to go for food? Anywhere you want. Straight away, I said, let's have a Burger King. She goes, no. Don't worry about the money. I'm paying. My treat. Oh, hello. Look who's come in to say something. This is before we had you. Come on up. You wouldn't like my London flat. Look who this is. Anything to add? No, nothing to add. Look at this dog. Did you ever see a happier dog? Okay? You tired, boy? You tired, boy? You kept getting me up last night. It's not ideal when you got to get up at 4 in the morning, is it? You like the music you do, don't you? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Rossi the dog. Right, catch down then. Good boy. Good boy. Sorry, guys. What a happy boy. Yes, he is a good boy, isn't you? Yeah, so we went to Burger King. And I probably had like a pair of tracksuit bottoms and a hoodie on, as I normally wear. My mum was all done up really smart. But it's that, and that's what we had. The Bacon XL double cheeseburger meal. And what I loved about London as well, sticking with the Burger Kings, it's worth moving to London just for the Burger Kings, right, guys? When you order a drink, it's not like this in Wales. When you order a drink, they give you an empty cup. And I was like, huh? And she said, oh no, you got to use the machine. You can go up as many times as you want. And it's the first time I ever experienced strawberry Fanta. Holy moly, have you tasted strawberry Fanta? But my tip is, right, so I had a XL double fat everything meal. So they give me a big empty cup like that, where I could have had them small, and had a smaller cup and kept going up to fill it up, you know. Anyway, good question. Very good question. Where were we? All right, we were talking about... I'll read the question again from Frumius Gaming. My question is, what franchise would you like to see turned into a fighting game? And if it happened, which character would you main? I don't know why they haven't done this. It's probably because of rights and stuff like that. Berserk. Oh my god. Have you seen... I've randomly picked up Volume 1 there, okay? Have you seen how many demons and stuff gets... Well, I've randomly landed on that. And who would I main? To answer your second part of the question, it would be Guts any day of the week. But, like, he'd be like the mid-range. He'd have a bit of speed, a bit of power. I know he's massive and stuff. But then you got all the demons, etc., etc. Let me find... I probably won't be able to find one now. I just think there's so many characters... Like Griffith, I can't remember all their names now. Let me see. Well, that gives you a taste of, he's packed with all the moves, isn't he? And it would be basically, right, what I would do, if I was king of the world, I would give Berserk, however much it costs, and give Namco, i.e. the makers of Soul Calibur, and say, make that into a fighting game. I think they're the best company out there. It would have to be, I think, a 3D kind of weapon. It would be a weapon-based game as well, you know, because of the franchise. Yeah, but it was quite an easy question to answer. I was thinking Godzilla. But we've got the Godzilla games, haven't we? We've got two really good fighting games, actually, from the Godzilla franchise. So, why hasn't that happened before? I don't get it. I'd even settle for Guts as a guest character in Soul Calibur. I don't think he'd fit in Samurai Showdown. Some of the characters would. There's so many names in there, I can't remember all their names, guys. But like those assassins, if you've read the books, you might understand what I'm talking about, or maybe not, because I'm terrible at naming things. Frumius Gaming. Nice, we need a new 3D game like that. I was thinking you'd say Godzilla. Lol. At first, I did think Godzilla. But then when I came up here, I just looked at my boxes. I did think as well, maybe like an Akira. Maybe I've got in Akira mode because I haven't long finished reading through the books a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I just think, if you haven't read those as well, guys, they are great. I think Guts would fit, Berserk rather, they could do a 2D fighter, but it like NetherRealm, like Mortal Kombat, because I know Mortal Kombat 1, I was playing it last night actually, or was it last night? No, the night before, Sunday night I was playing it a little bit, just to see what's going on with it, you know, but I do think it would work with Berserk, like Injustice 2 for example. They're doing a great, they've nailed it, you know what I mean? So, but I think my first choice would be like a 3D Soul Calibur kind of gameplay, but in the Berserk universe, you know? Graham UK, you probably said it before, but which is your favourite console and favourite controller? Favourite controller, as in stock that comes with the actual console, easy to answer that. I got it right here. It's PlayStation 5. PlayStation 4 nearly nailed it. I am a fan of the GameCube controller as well. But the only issue I've got, my PS4 is in my bedroom. The buttons, these buttons, like the stop or start button and the options button, they don't stand out quite as much. I'm being really nitpicky now though. They don't quite stand out as much as they do on the PlayStation 5. But staying with the PlayStation 5 controller as well, it's so good with the... What did I play? Oh, the Outer Worlds I was playing the other day. And with the triggers, you pick up a different gun and the trigger feels different. Oh, how clever is that? So my favourite controller, and at the moment, I gotta be honest, I think the PlayStation 5 is just going from strength to strength. The best thing they did was have it with the PlayStation 4 complete libraries able to play on the PlayStation 5. And I love this thing, like for example, King of Fighters 15, if you bought the PS4 version of that, and there's loads of games, that just came into my head, it's a free upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version, you know. So, off the top of my head, my favourite console is, I actually done a video on this, but is the PlayStation 5. But if we're using science, I did a video using science. Basically, I looked at the full library of games, and 2 out of my top 3 favourite games of all time came out on the PlayStation 3. So we're talking about Street Fighter Ultra, Street Fighter 4, and the King of Fighters 13. Both of my top 3. But thinking about it now, those games are available. You can play them. My go-to on Street Fighter 4 is on the PlayStation 5. And a couple of months ago, they've re-released King of Fighters 13 on the PlayStation 4. So, yeah, I gotta be honest. I think, as of right now, the PlayStation 5 and... does that answer your question? Favourite controller and favourite system. But I got a soft spot for the Xbox and the GameCube, you know. But I think it's a fantastic time to be alive if you're a current gen gamer, you know, because you've got such a backlog, massive library, you know. Like I remember when I bought my PlayStation 4, I bought it quite early on, and I was waiting for the games to come out. I had a couple of launch games, and it almost made me feel never buy a launch console ever again, because there was hardly a massive library for the kind of games I liked. There was hardly anything out there, you know. Like we were waiting for Thief. Remember Thief? Came out on the PS3 and the PS4. I was just waiting for the games to come out, and yeah, so I thought never do that again. But with the PS5, maybe they learnt from that. So you still add all the library of PS4 games, hundreds or 1,000 games, wherever many are out, thousands probably, isn't it? And all the new releases as well. Graham UK, what's the worst controller? Just looking around at my collection. I didn't think it at the time, but I think the N64, it's an important controller with the one analog stick. And I loved, one of the other questions I got asked is quite a few. Ricky Jones, what's happening? How are we? Yeah, I want to say, I don't think it's aged well, basically. At the time, I had no issues with it at all. It did take a while, like, how do you fucking hold the thing, do you know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, it hasn't aged. It's one of the nicest looking ones. It looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? But that one I don't think's aged the best, you know. Like, thank God for the GameCube controller. That's all I'm saying. Fine and dandy. Welcome to my Ask Tony 1,400 subscriber special live. Just reading it off the screen there. Question number 4. Hyper Trigger X. Congrats, Tony. Question. Chun-Li, smash or pass? Smash or pass? Chun-Li. That's a tough one. Right. What time does the sun come up tomorrow? And is the tide in or out? Hang on. Chun-Li. I got a calculator here. Right. Oh, my brother's a maths teacher. So it's 1,400 subscribers divided by 79. That's a tough question. Chun-Li. Smash. Come on, smash. Lincoln Eck, you crazy? You crazy? Sorry, guys. Trying to be funny. Yes, so Hyper Trigger EX. Very good question. It's a smash from Tony. Okay, question number 5. If you've got any... guess I've missed Rossi. Rossi has appeared, and he's a good boy. He's just there. He's never far away, is he? Yeah, if you've got any questions, just shout them out in the comments section. Right, question number 5. Retro Red Steve. Congrats, Tony, buddy. If you could put Rossi... Oh, that's good timing. If you could put Rossi in a game, what would it be? And what powers, etc. would he have? I was thinking fighting game, but I don't want to see Rossi get beaten up, you know? So it'll be... Like, he's my baby, isn't he? So it'll be kind of a... It'll be a fun kind of 3D adventure game, like a Mario 64 kind of game, or what's that dragon one? Like Spyro the Dragon kind of game, okay? And the aim would be to collect Rossi's lost toys. And the idea came today. We've got this, it's like a sponge tennis ball, and he absolutely loves it. I like it as well because I can throw it around the living room, and whatever hits, it doesn't knock anything over. I learned that the hard way with a real tennis ball. But that and his other favourite toy is a robin, like a Christmas robin. He absolutely loves it. He had that off my mum's dog, Max. But since he was a tiny puppy, he's always loved that. And that's another one we're finding under the settee or behind this or behind some books in the living room or something like that. So the theme is, right, it'd be called Rossi's Lost Toys. Maybe we need to work on that. But the aim is to collect Rossi's lost toys, right? He'd have a spin attack. Have you seen when he does his spin? He only does it at the start of the walk. It's not like I'm taking him for a walk and he's spinning all the way around. I think I did it. Well, yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Obviously, I've sped it up. He's not actually going that fast all the time, right? But he does calm down. He does. That's literally till we get out of my estate. Then I think he's run out of energy. What's the matter, boy? Talking about you. But each level, right, would have a theme. So, like, for example, he loves the Godzilla. They're quite expensive. They're not toys. They're like plushies or whatever. He's got a Kong one and a Godzilla one, but he's pulled all the horns and stuff off Godzilla. And so while we're looking for the Godzilla toy, it'd be in like a Godzilla themed world, and all the enemies would be like baby Godzillas or something like that, and he'd spin and attack them. And then another one, because it was next to Godzilla when I was looking through his toy box. Yes, he's got a toy box, and yes, it's overflowing. He's got a nice wolf toy when we went to a zoo before. Obviously, you couldn't come to the zoo. We went to the wolf pen, and you could see all these amazing wolves. And I bought a wolf teddy for him, and he loves that as well. It's be like a wolf-themed world, maybe in the snow and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking. Again, I wanted a fighting game, but thinking about it, nah, you wouldn't want to see your kids, would you, get beaten up? Because the graphics are pretty good these days. Okay. Retro Red Steve, what's your least favourite fighting game character? Right, someone's asked a similar-ish question, but he's asking my least favourite, not to play, but my least favourite character. Maybe like low, that's the way I'm reading it, okay? So I've got 3. What's he stop at? So I've got Cheetah from Injustice 2. Like, all the reviews, before I bought that game, I didn't buy it at launch. I was very late to the party with that. But everyone is saying slating Cheetah. I think it's the Angry Joe, is it? Angry Joe show. They were slating Cheetah. And I thought one day I'll get her to level 30. But I just don't like the look of her. I don't like to play as her. She is probably the weakest character in the roster, okay? Number 2, what were Capcom thinking with this one, is Fang from Street Fighter 5. He's only in that one game. I hope he's not going to make a comeback. He's close to making a comeback, isn't he? He's mentioned in Street Fighter 6. But he looks stupid. His character design, his face, is like it's from a different franchise kind of thing. I know it's like almost Street Fighter 5 then. It's, dare I say, anime-ish kind of look to it. But Fang just looks so out of place. I just don't like him at all. I don't even like to play as him. He might, even if he played really well, I just can't look at the guy. I don't like how, dare I say, like how camp he is. It doesn't suit him. So Fang's my number 2. But my number 1 is still from Street Fighter 5. But technically he's from the original, first Street Fighter 1. Is Birdie. And if you remember him, he was playable. He wasn't playable in Street Fighter, was he? But he's playable in Alpha. But you remember him? He was massive, skinny kind of waist. His huge, like, thug-looking guy, right? And I thought, he's really cool. And he's British as well. I thought, yes, he's a character I can get behind. But then, in Street Fighter 5, when you do his story mode, I know he's got a massive belly. Okay, not everyone can maintain their looks, can they? But he's working for, what's her name, Karen, for food. She's paying him in food. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's really disrespectful to a character. It's almost as if they should have, I don't know, like they had an idea for a character, like a wacky character that works for food. Like, oh yeah, turn Birdie into that character. I don't know. That's my least favourite character. When I saw him, I thought, what the hell? Who thought of that? Or who approved that, you know? Oh, here he is. Oi, oi. Roger, Retro Gamer. Can't stop but I haven't got my reading glasses on. Just wanted to say, huge well done, Tony. You're smashing the subs and it's well deserved. Thank you very much. Quick question. If you had a blank, empty game collection room, what would you do differently? Do you know what I would do differently? If I had the money I used to have in my account when I bought my house, I would rip a carpet up and either see what wood is underneath, the original wood is underneath, or I would have had proper, good quality laminate flooring or wood put down, because I've got all this stuff in here now. It's the one room it's my happy place, as I'm sure it is with most of you guys. But yeah, I would start literally from the bottom. I haven't painted in here. It's white walls anyway. The carpet's okay, but eventually it's going to need to come up, and it's going to have hard flooring, you know. But I done it the wrong way around, haven't I? But it's literally, I had someone out to do my laminate flooring on my living room and my hallway, and it's like, literally when I first bought the house. It wasn't a question of money. I had the money, but I thought I'll do downstairs, then I'll work upstairs. But to take everything out of this room, we're talking a major operation, and boxing all the games up, and oh my God. So yeah, that's what I would do differently there, Roger. Thanks for stopping on by, and thanks for the nice message. Freemius Gaming, what's the best British fighting game character? Dudley. I was thinking Cammy. Dudley. I gotta be Dudley. I don't know if it's official, but he reminds me of Chris Eubank. I don't know if he was inspired by him. When he put that fucking monocle in and all that, and he put on this persona being like a posh person walking around with a top hat and stuff like that. Dudley to me, he's an exaggerated version of Chris Eubank. Retro Rewind, what's happening? Amazing hitting 1400. Sorry, I'm tired. Subs, dude, thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by as well, guys. Right, where were we? Done Retro Red Steve. What's your least favourite fighting game? Sorry, question number 7. My imaginary friend Chris. Well done, dude. 2 questions because I'm greedy. What's the longest time you spent playing a video game in one sitting? Right. I haven't actually still got the physical copy that I had, but it's on this collection here, okay? That's quite a funny story. I was dating this girl. It's Perfect Dark, okay, on the good old N64. I was dating this girl, and she lived a couple of towns over. And I used to see her weekends, basically. Both of us were too busy. She was a swimmer as well, actually, but she was in the squad below, so I hardly ever saw her, okay? But I'd see her normally one day a week, okay? Unless I had a swimming competition or something like that, okay? See her one day a week. So she comes over, and she spent all day in my house, or we'd go somewhere. So I think I was skint, so we didn't go anywhere. But my mate Chris, not my imaginary friend Chris, who's just joined. What's happening to my imaginary friend Chris? I've got another friend called Chris Richards. Shout out Chris Richards. He has actually got a channel. He's had a shout out before. He does the comparison videos. I think it's Chris's Computing World, I think it's called. Well, he came down and he had an N64 as well. So we were playing 2-player Perfect Dark, and we were determined to complete the game. I completely forgot my girlfriend was there. I wonder why we're not together now. She's a doctor as well now, do you know what I mean? Oh, God damn it. But gaming comes first, doesn't it? And I think it was 7.5 hours. And it went like that. It was like, my belly started to rumble, right? Because I was so hungry. I didn't leave my bedroom for 7.5 hours. Nobody did. And then when Chris goes, I gotta go, he left. I turned around and my girlfriend at the time, she didn't look very pleased, and I think her father was coming to pick her up. So yeah, 7.5 hours on Perfect Dark. I was one sitting. Yes, I've done, like, on a day off, say like when Street Fighter 6 first came out, I was doing World Tour mode, and I'd play a couple of hours in the morning, go have some food, or take Rossi for a walk, then play again. Maybe I've gone 7-8 hours in a day on one game, but nothing like 7.5 hours in one go. I've never done that before. Yeah, so that was my longest gaming session. My imaginary friend Chris. You've joined at the perfect time, Chris. My imaginary friend Chris. Ever played a game that you didn't understand at first, but grew to love? Now, I grabbed 2 games there. I just want a reason to talk about this game, okay? This is the original copy I had from back in the day, okay? This is a special game. Yes, timing, Chris. Always got impeccable timing. It kind of answers your question, but kind of doesn't, okay? When I say I didn't understand it, I bought this game by mistake. My brain was telling me I was buying Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and as you can see, it's in the 4 for £20. So I bought 4 games. This was the 4th game, and the funny thing is I got no idea what other games I bought, but I played those first. So this sat on my shelf for months and months and months. Then I thought, oh, I'm in the mood to play that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 game. I fancy playing it. So I think I was going to do Spider-Man or Incredible Hulk. So put it in. Still didn't realise it was what it said on the front. And put it on. God, that's a good roster. Who the hell's he? Who's she? I recognise like the Capcom half, but this is kind of, not necessarily, but this is one of the earliest introductions to SNK I ever had, okay? So I didn't understand it at first because it's my fault. I bought the wrong game, but then grew to love. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite game of all time. But what definitely answers your question, Chris, Knights of the Old Republic, okay? Again, this was before the YouTube days. I was aware there was a Star Wars game coming out, and I remember catching a bus, funnily enough, where you live, Chris, in Llanelli, good old sunny Llanelli, and it looks amazing, okay, but I had no idea at the time what an RPG was. But to me, I looked at it and look at these reviews, amazing. All the magazines are giving it amazing reviews. It's on the cover of every magazine. I thought this is going to be a special game, this is. And put it on, and I expected it to be like a hack and slash, like an action, what we know now is an action RPG. But I really didn't understand the mechanics for about 4 hours, but only because it was Star Wars. If it was any other franchise, I would have given up on it. But yeah, that, again, it's an amazing story if you didn't know. And it's one of the only games I've ever completed back to back. I've done it twice. I finished it as a good guy, like a Jedi. Went back and played it as a Sith. And it's much more fun playing as a Sith, in my opinion. Yeah, so that is a game I didn't understand, but grew to love and still love it to this day. Okay, no more questions, right. Question number 9, the Angry Moose. Are there any other retro consoles you're interested in that you want to start collecting for? I did a count. I've officially, physical games, I did a count the other day, didn't I? I've got 998 games in my collection, okay? My Magic Fan Chris, nice to see. It's games you've always go back to. Yes, exactly. Exactamundo. Yes, I got enough games, okay? But there's 3 consoles, okay? I'm interested. I'm not going to say Neo Geo. It doesn't make sense. I'm not going to say what it is. I got another plan, a better option than buying a Neo Geo. Unless I win silly money in the lottery or something like that. If I got like £10,000 burning a hole in my pocket, then I'll buy one and collect for. Because the games are more expensive than the bloody console now. Talking thousands of pounds for a game. So the third one, I'm kind of starting to catch my eye, the games, okay? And I want to get for them sooner rather than later, is the Game Boy Advance. Never owned a Game Boy Advance, and I think it's a lot of the Super Nintendo games got re-released, didn't they, on the Game Boy Advance? But they like changed some things where some of the Mario games you can play as Luigi, or some Game Boy games got re-released on the Game Boy Advance, I believe. That's kind of catching my eye, is the old Game Boy Advance. Number 2 is the NES. I love the Sega Master System. It'll always be a better console, the Sega Master System. I think it was a bit more powerful, I believe, but the sound was better on the NES. But there's a lot of, maybe it's down to YouTube, watching a lot of YouTube. There's a lot of games I'd be interested in getting into that I haven't experienced on the original Nintendo, okay? But number 1 is one I've been talking about for quite a while. It's not going to surprise any friends of the channel, if you've watched many of my videos. It's a Sega Dreamcast. I've loads of times I've nearly pulled the trigger. The closest I came was in Retribution. I think it was 60 quid as well, or was £70. And my imaginary friend Chris was with me, and he said, "Oh, go and ask him, will he do a deal? Will he try and knock a tenner off?" So it's me going up. And I said, "Could you do for 60?" And he said no straight away. And I was like, "Okay, bye." So I didn't. And then we went to CX. It was something like £40 more expensive. And it was so yellow, it just stuck in the bloody window. And that's what yellows the console, doesn't it? And the one that's in Retribution, we know he cleans them inside and out. So they're almost brand new, looking brand new in there, So it's a Dreamcast. That's one. There's so many games on that console. I need Soul Calibur. I need the first Soul Calibur in my collection to complete the collection, basically. My imaginary friend Chris, $69.99, you'll get one. There's 79, wasn't there, now? I think the one we saw Saturday was 79, I think, wasn't it? Maybe you will do a deal, I don't know. But he did you a deal anyway. Oh, an update if you saw my pickups video as well. We went game hunting. Chris he bought the Mega CD attachment to his Mega Drive 2. So he went back. Fair play to him. His missus actually said, yeah, go get it. Fair play to her. And I think I messaged Mario now, kind of thing. Yeah, he's gone up a tenner. Maybe he will, maybe. I don't know. But I'd like to, once I've got that money put to one side, then that's why I want to go there to get it, The Angry Moose. Question number 10. Who's your favourite Star Wars character? I was going to say Han Solo, He's got all the best one-liners, isn't he? But one character doesn't say anything in the original trilogy. I don't think he says anything. He's just there. In Empire Strikes Back, do you know when Darth Vader's on his ship and they got all the bounty hunters? It's my favourite scene. They got all and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's Boba Fett." Well, either standing next to him or next door but one is IG-88. And I had the figure growing up. I had loads of the figures. I had a Darth Vader helmet that opens up and loads of figures are in there. I still got that somewhere. But IG-88, there's something about him. I used to play with him pretending I was a Terminator. Because if you take his head off, the body's similar in 5-6-year-old Tony. That's the imagination. But yeah, IG-88 is probably my favourite. There's just something about him. But my second favourite, I always get two answers here, is, and I didn't know his name. Again, he hasn't got any lines, technically. Is in episode 1. Is, do you know when they're in underwater on that little submarine thing, and that fish grabs hold of the submarine? Jar Jar Binks is going fucking mental. No, it's not Jar Jar Binks. Do you know that massive, Godzilla creature? It's like Godzilla size, isn't it? His name is Sando Aquamonster. He's a Sando Aquamonster, according to Google. So, yeah, he's my second favourite character in Star Wars. Is he a Jedi? Is he a Sith? Give him a massive lightsaber, And apparently the sound that he makes when he grabs, he makes a growling sound. It's Ben Burt, he's the sound director, isn't he? I'm geeking out a bit now, aren't I? The sound director, Ben Burt, is his either son when he's a baby or his grandson making a noise, and he's put it through some sound machine alteration thing, made it a lot deeper. That's where the sound from that massive Godzilla monster came from. So yeah, good question. Question number 11, The Angry Moose. Who are your least favourite characters to play with out of? I'll read that again, butchered that, didn't I? Who are your least favourite characters to play with out of? So this isn't the same question as my least favourite characters. Angry Moose asking me, who do I least like to play as? Okay, out of Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters, and Tekken. Okay, Street Fighter, Guile. One of the coolest characters. I had the books when I was a kid and sticker magazines. And I thought there was a time when everyone thought Guile was like the flagship guy. Everyone, oh, Guile's a cool guy. But to play as, I hate charge characters. I can't play as him. And it's always been the same. It's not just Street Fighter 2, even Street Fighter 6. I can't play as him. Street Fighter 5, nah, I can't do it. But I always like to do all the story modes, every single character, or at least complete arcade mode with every single character. I've always struggled with bloody Guile. Mortal Kombat, Geras. He's the worst looking character. He's boring. It's nice to see him in Mortal Kombat 1 in the story modes. But it's like, did he need to be in there? And he's boring, in my opinion, to play as, you know. I do like his fatality, though. I do like his fatality. Oh, my imaginary friend Chris. Blame my missus, yes. Put a ring on it, Chris. Put a ring on it. Graham UK, has Rossi ever chewed up one of your games or figures? Right. Have I got a story for you? I think I'd had my house less than a month. I think I've still got the photo here. Evidence. I couldn't believe this, right? So, let me set the scene. Are you cutting down? I'm talking about you. So, my Sega Master System. I had my original Master System 2. Okay, boxed up. And I thought, right, when I buy my house, I'll get everything out. I got a CRT ready, Panasonic CRT. Great. But then, for some, I don't know how, it might have been my father, okay, I don't know, we'll never know, he's passed away. The cable on the Master System, I got it here, the cable had been cut, it hadn't been chewed. Like, I know in one place we live, we might have had rats, because we was like kind of in the countryside, where the garage was, at the bottom of the garden. But no, it'd been like Stanley knife cut, but it was still in the drawer. It was in my coffee table in storage, in the drawer in my coffee table, okay? So I was in the lookout for a new controller. That's all I wanted was a controller. So where'd you go? CX. They were the cheapest. Bought one on CX, had it delivered, and either button 1 or button 2 didn't work at all. Damn it. So basically took it back to CX, got a refund, and then we were going to Cardiff game hunting. So we called into Super Tomato, shout out Super Tomato, and asked, oh, have you got any Sega Master System controllers? And he says, no. He said, the only ones he's got, and I wish I bought it actually, do you know the stick they've got? But everyone slates it because the stick's on the wrong side, the buttons are this side and the stick's this side instead of the other way. But I'm left-handed. And he had one box, but he put me off actually. He said, it's trash. But I've always wanted one. So he put me off. But then I said, how much is the Master System 2? I can't remember how much it was. But on my original Master System 2, again, I've had this from before I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, you know. So we're talking back in the day, way back. The on and off switch was a little bit fiddly. It still worked, but it was loose. I knew how to turn it on. It was like a knack. So that needed upgrading or fixing anyway. So I just had the idea, I'll buy a new console because it comes with the controller. So the main reason I was buying it was for this controller, right? And I had a week off work, okay? I had a week off, like, to decorate the house. You know, it's like when you buy a new house, right? So I had a bit of time off, and it was in the summer, and my brother lives literally up the road. That's one of the reasons why I bought the house where I bought it. So, and he was having a barbecue. He has the best barbecues. So we went up, having a barbecue, and the plan was, and I left early, because I wanted to come back, and play on the Sega Master System, right? So I come back upstairs, and this, can you see that? He chewed the cable in hundreds of pieces. I don't know what the fuck. Out of all the things, I didn't have a PS5 then. I'd rather him chewed any other cable in the whole games room. Because this was on the floor, he done it because he obviously came to the barbecue with me. I came up, I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought, right, I'm going to play some Ghouls and Ghosts. And I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe it. Like, kind of laugh about it now. But, oh my God, he had a massive, biggest row he's ever had, you know. But he's never done it since, put it that way. Yeah, so, but has he done any of my figures? No, no, my mum's dog had my Guile. Where is he? Where is Guile? Oh, there. Yeah, my mum's dog's had him in his mouth for about 3.8 seconds before he removed it from his mouth very quickly. But no. Yeah, he was a naughty boy that day. Right, where were we? So, oh yeah, what were my least favourite characters to play out of? So, we've done Street Fighter, we've done Mortal Kombat. Do you know King of Fighters? I struggled. I haven't got a least favourite character, or so I thought. I had to Google, I had to look at the roster. Like, Street Fighter was easy. Maybe Fang as well. I don't like looking at like playing as him. But in a main series fighting game like Street Fighter, Guile's always the one I struggled with, you know. I enjoy watching people that can play as him play, you know. But with King of Fighters, right? He's a boss. He's Rugal, or Omega Rugal. And when you unlock him in Capcom vs SNK 2, you got to, I'm not even sure how I've unlocked him, but you've got to win so many rounds by so much and maybe not have a couple of perfects or whatever you've got to do to unlock him. I've done it, right? But, oh my God, I cannot play as him. I've heard he's overpowered. That game is broken because I can't update the game, can I? Because it's physical media only. But, again, he's not trash. It's my fault, you know what I mean? But I'm sure if I put the hours in, I'd be alright with him, you know? And Tekken is Panda. Did you know no one's won Evo as Panda, but someone's won a top level tournament, Tekken tournament obviously, with Panda. Tekken's my favourite game to watch tournaments, okay? Even better than the Street Fighter. There's something about Tekken. I can just appreciate how good these guys are, you know? But Panda is my least favourite to play in Tekken, okay? And last question, Ricky Jones. What's your top 3 games turning 30 in 2024? God, this makes us feel old, doesn't it? So 1994. And the interesting thing I was going to do a video on this. So 30 years ago, I think, I hope it doesn't happen every 30 years, but that was the golden age. I think I've said it before, the best year for fighting games was 1995 based on all the games that came out. But 1994, like, have you seen the games that came out? So, I got them here. Tekken came out in 1994. That's an honourable mention. You know, this didn't stand out around. I preferred. What did I prefer? Toshinden. I was a bigger fan of Toshinden to Tekken. Tekken 1, okay? Tekken 2 was much better. Tekken 3 is outstanding. Probably my top 3 Tekken games, okay? That's an honourable mention. King of Fighters 94. Obviously came out in 94. So they're my honourable mentions. Right, I have to rejig the order of this, okay? So coming in, I haven't got physical copies of these because they cost a pretty penny. But I have got the game in a collection, okay? Coming in number 3 is Darkstalkers, The Night Warriors. That's aged really, really well. A lot of the Capcom games and King of Fighters games have aged really well, okay? Great game. That's number 3. Number 2 is Killer Instinct. And I remember someone lent it to me. Do you know those times when you used to lend a game? It was a big thing back in the day, isn't it? People don't lend games anymore. But you used to lend your mates games. And I lent my friend a game, say on the Monday, and he forgot to bring the game that he was supposed to, and he was supposed to lend me Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo. And I said, I'll remember it tomorrow. So I give him whatever game I give him. Tuesday, I've got to go find that kid. Remember, I forgot it. Wednesday, forgot it. Thursday, forgot it. Friday, yes, I got it. So he brought it in on the Friday. But we were going away in the caravan for the weekend. I remember I was upstairs, supposed to be getting ready. So I thought, I'll have a quick check out this Killer Instinct. I had no idea. I knew it was a fighting game. And, wait till you see what number one, is a game. Okay, it must be a good game. I was hooked on it. There's so many cool characters. Visually, it was probably the best game I'd ever seen on a home console at the time, you know. Killer Instinct is in at number 2. But number 1, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out in 1994. So that's my number 1 game. I got loads of memories. One of my favourite, if I continue my series, why I love Street Fighter, one of my favourite gaming memories is us it was in my best friend's cousin's house. Didn't really know them. And the father's idea, actually, to put on a fighting game. He was the rich kid, and he had all versions of Street Fighter. If you were lucky enough, again, cast your mind back, we would have been 13 years old, right? And your parents spend 60 quid for Street Fighter 2. Then the next Street Fighter comes out, and it's another 60 quid. They'd be like, but you've already got Street Fighter. How could you explain that to your parents? And by the time Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out, but this guy had all of them, okay? And I couldn't believe DJ was my guy, right? But his father decided, he said, so basically we were playing, I think, Super Mario or some other game, Donkey Kong or something like that. And and then we were fighting over the controllers. Give me a go. Oh, it's you stay on until you lose a life kind of thing, and someone will be good at the game, and everyone's just sitting there bored. So his father said, put a fighting game on. And what a perfect game to put on when there's a group of lads. There's about 6 of us in this big bedroom, right? And it was like, basically, winner stays on like you are in the arcades. And I didn't know it at the time. But that was one of my favourite gaming memories of all time. Do you know what I mean? I'm still friends with that cousin, this other guy. Don't see him much, but I'm still friends with him, you know. But yeah, it's like you look back, that was such a nice memory that I've got. And I think I wanted to go out and play football, but then we ended up, might have been raining outside or something, so we went inside to get out with the rain for a couple of minutes, and just turned into this epic gaming memory that I've got and will cherish, for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? Hyper Trigger X, welcome. I can't stop by, Tony, but congrats on the subscriber landmark. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping on by. Much appreciated. I press something now. And Ricky Jones, I thought Killer Instinct would be number 1. I haven't missed a comment, have I? Any other questions, boys and girls? Grannies and aunts? I haven't missed a question. I think Pazaman 90, I'm not sure what he's done. I think I saw, as we went live, I think I saw a question come in. So I don't want to miss it. Oh, yes. So Pazaman 90, do your top 3 in order of Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1. Soundtrack, Tekken 8. It's actually quite a good time. The one I haven't actually... Freemus Gaming, congrats again, Tony. Have a good night. Hope you sleep better tonight. Oh, thank you, mate. Yes, the struggle is real with my sleeping, I tell you what. Thank you. So, because I played Mortal Kombat this week, played a bit of Tekken this week, I haven't actually played Street Fighter 6 for the longest out of the 3. It's a tough one, mind. It's harder than you think. Story mode, if we're just doing story mode, Mortal Kombat 1, hands down. Yes, Tekken 8 was epic. World Tour mode in Street Fighter 6 wasn't the best story. It was an amazing world. I loved it. So everywhere you look, there's so many Easter eggs, you know. And I think my character's 70, 80, something in the 80s now, I think. 83, I think. But I want to get to 100. There's unfinished business there. I could happily stay there for a good couple of hours, you know, in World Tour mode. But Mortal Kombat 1, I was hooked. I've done it I think I've streamed it twice. I might have even done it once off stream, you know. Actual gameplay, if you're from the competitive point of view, is Street Fighter 6. I think it's got to be Street Fighter 6. They've all got a lot of content, but I was disappointed though when I went back on Mortal Kombat 1. I thought surely now, like they did the what's called Invasions, right? And I thought because they did season 1, then season 2 came out quite quickly, and I thought, oh, it's going to be every couple of months they're going to redo it. They haven't done anything. I was expecting. Oh, I downloaded Chameleon as a cameo. That's the only thing. I haven't played it for months. That's the only thing that's changed in it. Yes, they do the costumes. I did like what they did with the. You have to pay for them though. The fatalities, like the Christmas fatalities and the Thanksgiving fatality and stuff like that. We have to pay for them. Tekken 8 is the best, easiest to pick up and play. All three of them actually. If you're new to I think that's what all these fighting games are trying to do now, is to appeal to a bigger audience. And the fighting game community is definitely growing, isn't it? But again, we are in the golden age, because you've mentioned 3 games, Pazman90, but it wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. King of Fighters 15 came out, you know. And we got Garou Mark of the Wolves 2, or the sequel, whatever that's going to be called, to look forward to. Maybe I'm rambling a bit, but I would say what I don't want to do, because Tekken's the new thing now, isn't it? It's Street Fighter 6 is number 1. Hello. Oh, hang on, right on the microphone there, boy. What's the matter? You're looking very serious. You okay? What's the matter? What's the matter? I'm sorry. I'll talk and coach my dog at the same time. Do you want to come up, Joe? Do you want to come up? Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah, so I want to say number 1, Street Fighter 6, 2, Tekken 8, and 3, Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, but it's the one I was the least excited for is Tekken 8. I'd say I bought just the standard launch edition. There has been a leak on the Season 1 pass, and I'm not excited about any of those characters, if it's true, you know, because I'm a Kunimitsu main from Tekken 7. There was more stuff to unlock on Tekken 7, but I prefer the gameplay on Tekken 8, you know. But I still think Mortal Kombat 1 is a really good game, you know. Angry Moose, hello there. Hope all is good. Congrats on passing the 1,400 subscribers. Thanks for answering my questions. And hello, Rossi. You going to say hello to the Angry Moose? You going to say hello? No? He's like, what are you talking about? There you go. So that was another good question. But if I was to chuck King of Fighters 15 in there, again, I haven't played it for so long, and I love the fact that they've got the Samurai Showdown DLC, which I've obviously got. It's a tough one. It's a tough one because the gameplay, the actual game mechanics, and its team fighting game, that might just tip Mortal Kombat 1. That might be my third. But again, Mortal Kombat 1's a good game. We are definitely in the golden age. Look at Rossi looking at the camera. In the golden age of the second coming of the golden age of fighting games. I really do believe that. I think we are going to end it. Unless anyone's got any more questions, guys. I'm happy to answer them. Any questions for Rossi? And yes, he is a good boy, isn't you? Spoilt he is. Most spoilt boy in the world. I'll be trying to play a video game sometimes and he'll do this. You're funny one, aren't you? You funny. You funny. Right, I think there aren't any more questions coming through. Sorry if I cancel it and you're asking a question. I think that will be it. Oh, there's one more. Oh, that's Chris, my imaginary friend Chris. Catch you later, dudes. Enjoyed these answers. Ricky. Oh, I didn't see your thing there. Sorry. Ricky has asked who wins IG-88, Arnie, Terminator, Robocop in a fight? Oh, right, Rossi, you go down. Don't take the microphone with you. Struggle is real. Right, down. Careful, go that way. Good boy. Oh, I didn't see your question there. Sorry, let me put this microphone back down. Right. Sorry, I thought you'd answer. Who wins? Is it IG-88, Arnie, Terminator, Robocop in a fight? I've always thought Terminator. Because he's almost indestructible, doesn't he? Like, if you think Terminator 1, whatever model term, the T-800, or whatever he is, if we're doing that one, he's like, they have to literally crush him to kill him. But Robocop, like, he's got to eat this baby food. He's got to, you know what I mean? He's not as indestructible, I don't think, as Terminator. So I would put my money on Terminator. Who wins a fight between... Oh, yeah, sorry, you answered the question. Right, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I'd say Terminator would be the winner there. Nice fight to see, though, isn't it? I can remember watching when they did Alien vs Predator, the first one, and, okay, whatever you think of the movie, I remember watching it in the cinema. When they actually fought, my little brain is like, oh my god, that's so cool. And it was worth whatever I paid for that cinema ticket just to see these two iconic movie villains face off, you know. But maybe they could. Maybe they might have to in a video game. I don't know what them having. Well, technically, Mortal Kombat 11, isn't it? If you want to see them fight. But I would put my money on Terminator, you know. Right, I think that has gone on. How long have we been? Oh my god, over an hour. That's flown by, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. And thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, consider Hadouken that subscribe button. I haven't said that for ages. The shit I come out with, innit? Yeah, have a good rest of your week, guys. I'm going to take my tablets now. Exciting. Thanks for watching. Love.